It's Mac and Perry in the place. Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry
Go live to create.
Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry invite you to stay.
Welcome to On Location in Lethbridge here at Casa. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel, and this is
Jennessa.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks so much for meeting with us, Jennessa. I'm really excited to learn about your art and your artistic practice and share some of your work.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I think to start, we always do a little icebreaker segment just to get you warmed up and comfortable. So we're gonna have some fun that way. So the first kind of activity we have, the first game is trivia. How are you at trivia?
I'm not too great with it. I actually don't really like trivia.
Great. All right.
But I will tolerate it for this.
We're still doing it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just like simple Lethbridge,
Yeah.
multiple choice.
All right. Got
Nothing
it.
complicated. Keep it simple. So
Awesome.
I will ask the first Lethbridge trivia question. Okay. Did you grow up here? I didn't ask. That's not the question, but.
Actually did not grow up in Lethbridge. I grew up in Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good. Well, then
Yeah.
you won't know as much about Lethbridge, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So my Lethbridge trivia question, the real question is: Lethbridge is home to Canada's first A, irrigation pivot, B, most southern northwest mounted police post. We're going way back. C, publicly funded college, or D, slope mine. What would you say?
I would say D.
Slope mine, Canada's first slope mine, yeah. It was not. It was Canada's first publicly funded community college.
Really?
Yeah, so Lethbridge Polytechnic, which used to be Lethbridge College, which used to be Lethbridge Community College,
Yeah.
was the first publicly funded community college in Canada, 1957.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Great,
Yeah.
you learned something, yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome, yeah. So now Daniel has a question, another trivia question for you about Lethbridge.
All right.
all right. My piece of trivia for you, Jennessa, is before it became the Galt Museum, the Galt was A, an observatory, B, a coal plant, C, a hospital, or D, a dance studio.
C, a hospital.
That is right.
Yay.
Yay, see, easy. No problem. Yeah. And now we have, you have some trivia for us.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's a very secret trivia, so
Yeah.
how about you ask me Daniel's question?
All right. So this is Daniel's question
Yeah, about me, or for me.
for you.
Yeah.
So the question is, Daniel is directing a play with a local theater company that has primarily to do with what? A, objects, B, lighting, C, clay, D, textiles.
Yeah, so he does talk about this a lot right now. It's on his mind a lot. He's very excited about it. It is object theater, so it's A, objects.
And that is correct. Yeah.
Feels good when we get those ones right, because we don't know what they are. They change every time. All right, so now there's another piece of trivia. So this one is about me for Daniel.
All right. All right. The question is, Casa opened on Saturday, May 18th, 2013. Michael's journal entry for that day was particularly meaningful and foreshadowed which life event? A, plans to go back to college in the fall to study exercise science. B, aspirations of one day starting a podcast. C, dreams of building an off-grid tiny house. And D, he wasn't journaling in 2013.
I am going to go with the tiny home aspirations.
Wrong. It was he wasn't journaling in 2013.
For the trick questions,
Yeah.
2015, so it's,
Oh.
a couple years
Yeah.
old. Yes,
I haven't been reading your journal, so I guess that's a good thing.
yes, there's a good thing. I would appreciate if you did not read my journal. Nice. Trick question, that was hard.
Yeah.
Try to throw each other off, so
Yeah.
that's the point of that activity. Nice, yeah, so that's the trivia. The trivia is done. No
All right,
worries.
got it.
Yeah, so the next game, it's called This or That, and we have this little hat. And there's a piece of paper, and they have two things on them: coffee or tea, cats or dogs. Yeah. And so if I pull it out, I'll ask you, and then you can answer what you like better. And then you'll ask me a question, and we might throw one to Daniel and ask him a question. So,
All right, sounds good.
I will start. Flowers or chocolate?
Flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to like preserve flowers or like dry them out. Recently I've been doing like a lot of collecting like wildflowers from Lethbridge's area and just like putting them into books and squishing them till I can preserve them. So I'm hoping to like maybe do an art project with that at some point, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any particular types of flowers or just anything else?
Just anything that I think is pretty. I've done also some herbs. Like I was growing mint for a bit, so I like cut some of those and was like, ooh, I want to like save this. Maybe I might use it in the future as like a reference to something. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. A flower person, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I would say chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I'm not drying any flowers, and I like to eat chocolate. So
Yeah.
it's my preferred thing to eat.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, we'll ask. You can ask me a question.
All right.
Pull one out.
Yeah. Let's do this one. Shoes or sandals?
Oh, that's a good question. Obviously, it depends on the activity. I guess if I had to choose, I guess I would say sandals. I like very open and free, especially summertime. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm imagining shoes, unless the activity, like maybe they're like dressier, or if I'm hiking, maybe. But
Yeah.
I think a nice pair of sandals always feels great. And you?
For me, I would maybe say shoes. I like to wear a nice, good pair of shoes. Yeah. But sandals, especially if you're just trying to like grab the groceries out of your car, maybe you might put on your partner's sandals that are obviously way too big for your feet.
Yeah.
But shoes for me, I think.
Nice. And Daniel, how about you? Do you have a preference between shoes or sandals?
I think I would also go with shoes, but if I'm just chilling at home, I feel like a hobbit. I just either go barefoot, and that's my shtick. So there you go.
Great, yeah. Barefoot, sweet, yeah. All right, so it's another this or that. Don't want to look.
Yeah.
It's tempting to look. Analog or digital? You just generally.
I think I like analog more, especially when it comes to like photography. I haven't done too much, but during one of my courses at the University of Lethbridge, I kind of got the chance to handle with like sort of photosensitive paper, and that was like really fun, like developing those, and just kind of like the material is fun to play with. So analog. Nice. But yeah.
Great. Yeah. I think I would lean towards analog as well.
Yeah.
Like I years ago, because I do lots of hiking and camping. I took like a navigation course, backcountry navigation course. So we do like map and compass and stuff. Yeah. And so you actually had a paper map and a compass, and we had to like find where we were. And it was really fun. So since then, I kept like using a paper map, even when I'm as much as I can when I'm like driving or in a new city. Yeah. Paper map. That's a very analog thing. Yeah. Batteries don't die. There's no lagging, nothing like that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, sometimes, I like that. So I would probably lean towards analog. Although much of the work that we do here is all digital.
Yes. Yeah.
Makes life a little easier that way. Yeah. Nice. Well, let's go. You're going to ask me a question?
Yeah. Don't look. Okay, this one. Oh, football or hockey?
Okay. If I had to answer, I'm not a very sporty person.
Me either.
Fair enough. Yeah. The artist interviews, you don't have a lot of sports fans. It's okay.
Yeah.
I guess hockey, because I remember like growing up, like as a kid in Canada, you just like learn to skate. It's like a thing that you do, at least around here. Yeah. So I remember learning to skate quite young, and I don't think I've ever played hockey, but it just feels like a very Canadian thing. Yeah. And yourself?
I would probably say hockey too, mainly because my little brother, he had a lot of hockey practices, and I went to some of those, so it was nice to kind of like watch him, but also it gave me kind of like some time to like draw in my sketchbook. Sorry, my little brother, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. Daniel, do you have a preference for hockey or football?
I would have to go with British football, real football, just because that's where I hail from, and yeah, that would be my preference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I guess we didn't specify, but football, we assume American football.
Yeah, I assumed American football.
But it could be soccer.
Yeah.
It always confused me, but
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I guess we can move on to our Tumbling Towers game. Done enough this or that for now. Yeah, so this one, have you played Tumbling Towers before?
I've played like Jenga.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Just branding.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. And if we don't play super strict, like you can like poke around and, oh, that one looks loose, or this one, you know.
Okay.
And like technically you can't take from these first three, but whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. And you just put it on top. And yeah, each block does have a corresponding number, and that's where those other questions come in. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess I'll give you the honors.
All right. I will do, I think this one.
Ooh, okay.
And that's number 15.
15. All right. Who's an interesting person that you've met?
Oh my goodness. A lot of people. One that sticks out to me during like my education was a classmate of mine named Dinah. She was really fun to talk to because we would have moments where we would have like a lot of like academic art based like conversations, and I would also kind of like help support her whenever it came to like her like projects. She would be like, Jennessa, I have this idea for this project, but I really need some suggestion. Should I go down this road? Should I go down this one? So it was just really nice to kind of like support each other and also have those conversations. So I would say she's one of the people that like resonates the most. But yeah.
Nice, great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the first one that comes to mind, actually, funny enough, just yesterday and today, I'm hosting a fellow who's traveling through Lethbridge.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's been on the road for 16 years.
Yeah.
And he's been to like 120 countries. And
oh my
yeah,
goodness.
He's originally
Whoa.
from Serbia, and he's just been
Whoa.
everywhere. And he spent like, I think, 3 or 4 months traveling through Canada. So
Yeah.
yeah, we had some great conversations. Very interesting person.
Yeah.
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 Lots of
That's
stories.
wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I travel a lot. It's probably the most of someone I've hosted. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's very interesting. All right, I will pull one out. This one was loose.
Oh.
Cheating a little maybe because I knew that one was loose.
Oh.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
super solid. You should have seen us the other day.
Yeah.
It was like a super sketchy one.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is interesting, given what I was just talking about. What country do you want to travel to next?
Oh boy. I think maybe Scotland. I heard from some like family friends that it's like a good like first time beginner kind of like spot to go to, especially if you're like traveling internationally. So I'm thinking Scotland or maybe like Iceland, because I heard my big brother really wanted to go visit there. So it was like, it would be nice to maybe one day join him or something. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
A little family kind of sibling trip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think maybe those two.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think for me, I'm actually off to Spain pretty
Oh,
soon
yeah.
here in October.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's the one I want to go to next because that's where I'm headed.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be where I want to go. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
a fun trip. But that's already planned. So But I'm still going to count it as my answer.
Yeah, no, that's
I
fair.
want to go next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we, how about Daniel? Maybe I throw it to you, or maybe there's a country that you think maybe you'd like to visit?
Yeah, I would love to go to any of the Scandinavian countries, any one of them. Name one, I would like to go there.
Sweden.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, great. So we'll do some traveling. Nice. I guess we're getting close to our time. Maybe let's just do one more just for fun.
Okay.
We'll give you another chance.
Sounds good. I will do, I think, this one right here.
Number one.
Number one. All
Look
right.
at that. Yeah.
How special. Yeah.
All right. Simple question, but
Yeah.
it's a big question. What brings you joy?
Oh, I would say art, my partner, my cat, and video games because I'm a big nerd. But yeah.
That's what brings you joy.
Exactly. Yeah.
No wrong answers there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Nice. For me, I guess kind of want to steal some of your answers.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure. But we have 3 cats. And,
Ooh.
yeah. As much as they annoy me sometimes, I think they bring some joy. They're so cute and cuddly, and
Oh, yeah.
they're so fun. So, yeah, I really like them
Yeah.
for the most part. So I guess that would be my answer today. Is my 2 of my 3 cats bring me joy.
2 of your 3.
Yeah.
I wonder
Which
who's
one?
the
They're not going to see this.
troublemaker.
So
Yeah.
they're not watching at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Well, it's been a fun icebreaker segment. It's been fun to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So this has been On Location in Lethbridge here at Casa. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel, and this has been
Jennessa.
All right. We will be right back. Welcome back to On Location here in Lethbridge at Casa. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel, and this is...
Jennessa.
Yeah. So it was great to chat with you and do the icebreaker segment, Jennessa.
Yeah.
Learn a little about you. The next segment we do is just called the interview, and this is really about your artistic journey and where you've been and where you're going. And I'm excited to learn.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, I guess we can start with just give me a brief overview of your art.
So it's definitely has changed a little bit over some time, but around the time when I came out of university, most of it was just kind of focusing on dreams and their connection to kind of like our life, inner emotions, memories, and anything of that sort of the like human psyche. So most of my work just is me taking very vivid dreams that I've had and spending time with them and developing a personal meaning and connecting them to like memories that I've had in my life. So that's kind of what I guess some of the works we'll be showing today is in response to, but yeah.
And you're probably a visual artist, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm mostly, I'm kind of all over the place, but mostly I've been doing more like ceramics and soft sculpture, so working with like textiles and such. But yeah.
Nice, Great, I'm excited to learn more about it. I guess let's go back as far back as we can.
Yeah.
Like, when did you start like making art?
When I was super young. It started from little doodles as like a young child, but I would say as early as that. But I think where more of my artwork started becoming, I don't like saying this, but taken like more seriously, or kind of me taking a little more seriously, would be around kind of like the beginning of high school for myself. But
Okay, Was there a certain reason that you were taking it more seriously in high school?
It was more because I wanted to improve on myself and just kind of like get better at proportions, get better at finding like painting techniques. For a bit, I was doing oil pastels in high school, and that was kind of like the medium for me to like, that I was really excited to do and very confident in doing. But so
nice. So what sort of like art classes would you be taking in high school?
Most of it was just like the normal art classes that they have, like that you would take in high school. It was kind of like I went to Central Memorial High School in Calgary, and I was in the PVA program, which is like the Performing Visual Arts. So they had a very they had like kind of a more directed art program for students that attended there. So it was like my art class kind of became like a core class for me. And then at the end of it, I graduated with like a little certificate that said, I passed the program, but
Nice, well, that's great that they have that program that is more directed towards arts and performance. Like, do you get to like maybe like junior high school you kind of decide to go to the side, or is that earlier on?
Well, in junior high, sorry, can you repeat that question?
I was thinking that was like, you have to like decide like earlier, like in like junior high, that are you going to take this stream or that, or I don't know how it works at that school because I didn't go there.
No, that's okay. Like in middle school, I did attend like an art school that was trying to like bring like visual arts into every subject, and through that school, I learned about Central Memorial, and that was kind of like, a part of me was like, oh, do I like really want to go into this program? But my mom found out about it, and she was like, we got to put you into that program. You got to go to that high school. You're going to love it. I want the, yeah. So, but yeah, it was very good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And are your parents artistic as well?
I would say my mom was for a bit, but because she had my oldest brother during university, she kind of had to like stop doing schooling for a bit because now she had like a child on the way and she needed to focus on that. But yeah, I would say my mom is like kind of one of the reasons why I was able to kind of get into the arts, because I just saw some of her stuff that she made when she was going to university. We were looking like through her portfolio. But yeah, yeah.
So she kind of inspired you?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And then so it sounds like that she was wanting to do that, that she probably was happy to put you into that program, maybe saw something in you as a young person?
Yeah, yeah. I think she wanted, I'm pretty sure if she was in my position, she would also want that for herself. So I think she was just kind of thinking, oh, maybe this might be really good for like my daughter, because we both really like art, and perhaps this might be like a good like introduction to like improving her skills and being much more engaged with the arts like during high school. But yeah, that's how I view it. But yeah.
And we've got her here? No, we don't.
Yeah. Whoa,
Nice.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice, yeah. Well, that's great that you had that opportunity all through your primary schooling.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely. Because I think, I remember in my school here in Lethbridge, there was not a strong arts focus. It was back to our, the icebreaker games. There was lots of like sports and there was not a lot of arts, and it was like a side thing. So it's nice to hear when students, young students, have that opportunity to explore the arts when they're young.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think everybody should have that opportunity and accessibility to it. So
That's awesome. Yeah. And so you graduated high school in that program. I guess what came next?
University of Lethbridge came next. Let's go. But I applied for the University of Lethbridge. Originally, it was a combined degree in fine arts and education. So the idea was to become like an art teacher. And more as the years like went on, I was kind of unsure about being like a teacher, mainly because I just wanted to like focus on my artistic practice, but also personally, I think there could be some better things to like teach art in like Albertan schools, but that's like a whole other thing. But yeah, so then I decided to switch my degree to just a fine arts art studio, and I'm very happy I did that. Yeah.
You made the right choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and so I guess, but even just going back a little further, like, what led to you coming to the University of Lethbridge? Like, did you have other choices?
I think one of the reasons was because my older brother went here. So he graduated from the university. So he was like, yeah, it's a good school. Also, if you want to be a teacher, you should go to this university, because their practicum hours are really good and the education you get there is great. So that was kind of the thought going into it. But yeah. And then during my years in the program, I came to learn that I also think that the art program there is very great, and it changed my world of view of art like dramatically. But yeah.
Yeah, well, like, tell me more about that.
Yeah. I would say kind of like on my first year, my view of art was like very narrow. I thought it was just more like creating portraits. I kind of didn't have like appreciation for mediums that I didn't like using, or that I didn't understand, like sometimes abstract art, which I was very fortunate to have a professor who would ask a lot of like meaningful or deep questions, and it was always during like our critiques, and I would say those questions opened me up to a lot of like ideas, and to be like more appreciative of other mediums, and yeah, just like appreciation for art. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had that experience.
Yeah.
Who was the professor that class was for?
Okay, well, there's a
spot.
couple of amazing professors. That specific professor that I was talking about was David Miller. But I've also had some other great professors that really encouraged me to be like more ambitious with my artwork, like Mary Kavna, or I hope I said her last name right, but she really helped me out being more ambitious, especially with my dream installation that I did. She was very supportive, and she gave me like a lot of guidance and sense of direction, and just, you know, do this idea, you got this, you can do it. So she very much helped shaped my practice and kind of like my methodologies, and the importance of researching a bunch of stuff for like your artwork. Of course, maybe not for everybody, but for like my practice, like research is very important, because it can very much enhance kind of like the value, maybe like the political meaning behind it, and some like technicalities as well. But yeah, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm sure the instructors appreciate the shout out.
Yeah.
They're probably watching, I assume.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't, please don't watch.
No.
No, I'm joking.
What?
What? No.
No. Yeah. I was just curious if, you know, if that was since those things were so meaningful to you, and especially you mentioned your professor David Miller. Asking really deep questions. Which, the thing I was thinking of was like, well, I guess, do you remember any kind of like, or an example of sort of a deep question that would maybe be thought provoking for you in your schooling?
Oh God, it's been like 6 years.
It's been a while,
and it was on my first year, but I just remember like coming out of every class, and just his questions would really sit in my head, and I would always kind of try to like dissect them and try to make sure that I'm understanding the question, or I'm formulating my own response to it, and being really reflective. But
Don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just curious.
No, that's fine.
Sometimes you're like, oh, it's really stuck with me. So I remember we had one person that we featured there up in Grand Prairie, and it was like they like went through schooling, and then like a decade later, like, that's what he meant in that class. Aha moment. I don't know. Anyways.
That's
your other professor, you know, they encourage you to be more ambitious and do more research, and so it sounds like maybe that's where you kind of were figuring out maybe what your artistic practice could be.
She was actually the one that inspired me to do more like installation work. Before it was kind of like sculpture, and then she was like, I think the next step is installation, and I think you should give it a try, because there is something very like ambitious and rich about trying to capture like a dream and convey it to like an audience. So I very much thank her for that. She's really great. But
And what would be kind of the difference between like a sculpture and an installation?
I feel like they very much go like hand in hand. I feel like an installation allows you to kind of like move into the environment with like your body, While a sculpture, I feel like it's just staring like at one object, while an installation could be like you're looking at the wall, you're thinking of like the ground, you're thinking of the ceiling, you're thinking of everything inside the room. So I would say maybe that is the difference between the two, but I definitely think they can play hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, no, I was just curious.
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
great. Yeah,
yeah.
and I guess the thing that comes to mind, and we'll still stick with try to stick with the university stuff right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious, like you said at the very beginning, like that dreams are very much part of your artistic practice, and that your professor helped you find that out. I think.
Yeah.
Like I guess. Yeah. Do you remember like when that really became a focus for you in your artistic practice?
I would say it was actually during one of my painting courses. It was a class where we were to take like a few artists and kind of like be inspired by like their techniques. And I really liked this one artist. I forget their name. It's been so long, but I ended up being inspired by how the artist presents their work, and I thought maybe that would be great for capturing like a whimsical scenery, which is where like one of my first few art pieces came in. It was like the painting of like a featherless chicken with like a bunch of balloons tied and like a bunch of mark making. But yeah, yeah. And then I would say it started as a painting, became like a drawing of a dreamscape, and then it became into sculpture. So like one of my pieces was a hand holding a betta fish, and another one was like, again, the featherless chicken with the balloon tied around, tied around its foot. But yes.
Talk more about it, but
Yeah.
I just as far as like the dream themes, like so are you like a particularly vivid dreamer? Do you have a lot of like vivid, memorable dreams?
Yeah, a lot of vivid dreams. Like I definitely sometimes will like feel the sensation, so it's very vivid. Sometimes it can be like really like wonderful whimsical things, and then sometimes it can kind of dissolve into like disturbing anxieties that we have in dreams, nightmares, yeah. But yeah.
Interesting, and well, I think actually, Daniel has something to say, so put it over to you, Daniel.
Sure. I'm just super curious because it sounded like, you know, before or at the beginning of your university career, you were like, didn't necessarily have an appreciation for like abstract art and like different variations that you maybe hadn't been exposed to. And yet when I think of like dreams, that seems like a very abstract thing. You use the word like whimsical. So I'm just curious if there's anything in that kind of thought there for you.
I would say maybe just trying to figure out how to convey dreams, because again, they can be abstract. Sometimes you'll wake up just with remembering like abstract feelings of what you had. And most of that is kind of like some things that I have explored, especially with like the idea of like teeth falling out of your mouth, kind of like those type of dreams. And just trying to figure out a way how can I convey to the viewer that this was like an experience, or how can I kind of give kind of that same sensation of like kind of the panic of your teeth falling out. But yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Is that a common thing, the teeth falling out? Happens to you?
Not, it did for a bit.
Okay.
Because when I was born, I didn't have any adult teeth under kind of like my first front bottom teeth. So I had to like later when I was like 18, I had to get them removed and then get like an implant put in my tooth. So after that happened, there was like a lot of like like dentists were like telling me you have to like take good care of this. There might be in a future where you might have to replace it and it's expensive. So just kind of like the stress of like my teeth are gone. I have to take good care of it now so I can make sure that it stays in my mouth. So just kind of like stress associated with like taking good care of my teeth. But yeah.
Yeah, you don't want your teeth to fall out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
no.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, great. Yeah, and so I guess going back to your university experience. Yeah, were there any other kind of memorable times or experiences you had during your studies?
Oh boy. I would say the critiques were the most memorable because that was a really great opportunity for me as a person and as an artist to improve on my work and to kind of like further consider things, especially like in my making process, such as why did you use this color in your work, or why are you using this medium? What's kind of like the purpose behind it? And that kind of made me think more about the creation and just not randomly choosing things and just being kind of a little more thoughtful and purposeful with it.
More intentional,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe you would have done some sort of exhibits or student showcases during your time in university. Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, so around kind of like the end of my degree, there was a student group showcase at Casa called Trajectories. Yeah, so I had two of my pieces in there. It was the chicken and the balloon, as well as the hands holding the betta fish. So the chicken is called Time to Let Go. And those two sculptures were kind of like dealing with grief. And a lot of my dreams at the time was kind of dealing with grief and trying to find symbolism through these characters that would come and visit me. So I Can't Heal You is about dreams that I had about like my betta fish that was sick, and he got so sick that I couldn't like take care of him anymore. So I had a couple of dreams where maybe not celebrate, but just kind of think about how sometimes life can get out of control, and sometimes you can't heal everybody, especially if they're like sick. So that's kind of what that sculpture was dealing with. And then the chicken one was also dealing with grief too, about the passing of symbolic to me about accepting of grief and acceptance. But yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been quite a significant thing to an exhibit to have.
Yeah. And that chicken did end up going into an exhibition that I had at Casa like just a few months after the student one,
Okay.
for like their student platform showcase, where the university basically selects a student to put their artwork in. So I was very fortunate to get selected, and that was actually my senior studio work that I've been spending probably like 4 months trying like to craft up. But yeah, and that for that exhibition, it was just kind of like about replaying that scene again with the chicken and the acceptance, and how like whimsical the nature was, but also finding kind of like this symbolic, personal symbolicness to how the chicken has to deal with like getting over grief or just like accepting it. But yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And just that's
Yeah.
What was that like to have to be chosen for that?
I was very shocked,
Yeah.
like in a good way. I was nervous, very happy, very fortunate. Especially just felt like my hard work from working on that specific installation was like getting paid off too. So that was very nice, and I was happy to have it be viewed in the public eye, because before, in the testing stages, it was locked away in a studio. And so only my peers and my professors could see it, but now the public could see it. So it was like, whoa, but yeah.
Yeah, and did you get any sort of like feedback on like in the public with that piece?
Yeah, most of it was really good. I heard a lot of people say that they really liked the blue color that I had, and because of the display, it was kind of like, I had people tell me that they were curious about the mark making that I've made on it. I actually had, I think it was like around the time when I was making the marks and setting it up, that one of the security people came by and was asking me questions about it. He was like, "Is this a language? Are you writing something?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not writing anything. This is just marks that I'm making, but the way how I make the mark feels like you're almost writing a bit." And I thought that was interesting, because in dreams, we might see like newspapers or like books, but the words might be so distorted that we can't understand it. So that was kind of like the idea of the mark looking like words, but you can't comprehend it because it's not actually like a language. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we could talk for
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours
Yeah,
about
no,
this.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But I think we are a little running out of time here for this segment.
Yeah.
But one question we try to always ask, now it's going to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That last question is, how do you feel like your artistic practice, like how has that influenced your everyday life?
I would say that it has allowed me to make more connections with like the art community, and being more open to learning, improving, and appreciating other art styles and mediums compared to like when I was younger again. So I feel like it has very much impacted the way how I communicate with people and appreciate other people. But yeah.
That's lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, well, yeah, really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good to get to know about your artistic journey, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of those pieces and learning more about them in the showcase.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you
great.
so much.
Yeah, so this has been On Location in Lethbridge here at Casa. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel, and this has been
Jennessa.
We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to On Location here in Lethbridge. We are at Casa. I'm Daniel.
I'm Michael. And this is?
Jennessa.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thoroughly appreciate your energy and your time and your conversation with Michael there. And I'm super excited to dive into our showcase segment with you.
Awesome.
And yeah, I just really wanted to touch on briefly the time to let go piece that you talked about a bit with Michael.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really captured my imagination, I guess, was just this idea of like critique. And how that sounds like it was such an important part of like your university career and just like being critiqued, and how that kind of opened up your mind, it sounded like. Whereas I think when most people think of critique and criticism, it's a very like negative thing.
Yeah.
And then that combined with like, the story behind that piece at least, or potentially any other pieces that you've worked on. I'm just curious, what is your relationship like with criticism, and what does that mean in the context of your artwork?
I would say it's very healthy. I'm very fortunate to be the type of person that always wants feedback, because I want to improve, I want to do better. I love learning. So whenever it comes to critique, I get very excited because I get to show kind of what I've made, and at the same time I get to learn from people of how I can improve on it, and maybe some areas that I missed or I should consider, all that stuff. But
And that would be like criticism from like a mentor or somebody that you look up to, right?
Yeah, like a mentor, or perhaps like students, like my peers that I had. But like I was like just talking to them, because sometimes I myself can be a little like hypercritical about my work, but just having like that other person talk to you, and a new like fresh pair of eyes can really help you understand what they see first when they look at your artwork, and that can just kind of help like, oh, relax, you're okay. You don't need to be so hard on yourself. So
I don't think you're alone there. I think many artists are their own worst critic, or even people generally, I think. But it sounds like criticism in this context is not just like negative things or things to fix, but it's also people acknowledging what they're seeing, for better or worse. And it sounds like you maybe have some freedom to do with that information what you will, right?
Yeah, definitely gives me an idea of what their first impressions are of a piece, and it's like, oh, I was successful in capturing perhaps this, or oh, I need to kind of push this a little further to get this point across better, or maybe this went into a direction that I totally did not want it to go into. So
super valuable. And I guess another thought just along that train would just be like, when it's opened up to an audience, I think a lot of people, their perception is like, that's a whole nother level of criticism to deal with. But like, was that your experience, or was it
like when I had my artwork displayed, I haven't heard too much like criticism from other people, but if there is ever a case, I would definitely like to hear it. I also just like listening to their comments and like some stuff that they picked up from it. But like I'm always like interested in hearing what people have to say, and I'm not like, I may be nervous to display my artwork, but that just comes from excitement. So I'm not scared of criticism like I want it. But
like you say, it sounds like a very healthy relationship. With criticism.
It's a healthy relationship.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Right on. We'll kind of move along onto our next piece that you kind of shared some images with, which I believe was Falling Out. What can you tell me about that piece and what is happening with it and in it?
So response to that, I was like, okay, this is the first step that I have to go. So the hands are made out of clay. The tooth is made out of a porcelain-like clay called polar ice. For those who maybe use polar ice or haven't, the clay is like very difficult to use. The texture is kind of like cream cheese while working with it. So it's very like soft and flimsy and sometimes hard. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Right on.
And I think we all did it. So yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really curious because you mentioned that like research is
Yeah.
a really big thing for you.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious in that context of like, yeah, you have a month-long residency at
Yeah.
this beautiful space and all the
Yes.
pressure that maybe comes with
Yeah.
that. So that could be a whole other thing that we talk about. But
Mhm.
did all of that research, like for that piece, occur during that time?
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of all over the place because it was me trying to figure out what I wanted to do, like how I wanted to like convey it, and then kind of what research do I need to make sure that I am like convey it to like my best of ability or best of ability.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just kind of like sometimes it came down to just like researching like dental history, kind of researching like dreams and their connections to like inner emotions, memories, and like anxieties. So a lot of like dream contemporary theories, especially with Carl Jung. So just kind of like reading that and then trying to apply that into my work and then creating like a personal kind of like thing. So it goes through a lot of like transformative sections, but yeah.
Yeah, and there's also something in there of like the pressure of like the time pressure and doing that
Yes.
all within a month.
Yeah,
What a great opportunity.
exactly.
But it sounds like maybe those dreams were maybe a result of that pressure.
Yes.
And the thing that interests me is I think, maybe I'm assuming of people, but like
Yeah.
I think a lot of people's general reaction is to like shy away from those things.
Yes.
So what is that like leaning into those things? And be like, hey, I'm having these dreams about this thing that is, like, what is that like?
I would say it's kind of, you just have to embrace it. You can't, like for me, of course, like trying new things, yeah, you'll get shy. You might lack a little confidence, but you just kind of gotta push yourself through it and just remind yourself that, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, you're still learning, but this is also a great opportunity for improvement. So that's kind of like what I decided to kind of lean towards when I was like making that piece. Just, you gotta make it, you gotta do it, but yeah.
To the best of your ability.
Exactly.
Like you said, yeah.
If it doesn't come out perfect, well, it's never gonna come out perfect. Like,
Right.
you just do it your best and learn from it and improve from it.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's a really wonderful sentiment
yeah.
from somebody like so early on in your career, right?
Yes,
To have that mentality.
Yeah.
Because I think, it just allows you to do more things potentially. Like,
Yes.
Hopefully you won't get in your own way as much. So.
Yeah.
Super interesting. There were some other thoughts floating around, but they're not coming to mind right now. So we'll move swiftly along to another piece.
All right. Yeah.
I think you sent us a few images of this, but dream language.
Yes.
What can you tell me about that piece and what's going on in it?
So dream that I had, going back to that chicken and the balloons, and just trying to, I guess, bring the viewer more into the work. But one of the challenges, especially when I was trying to put it into Casa, because it was away inside a studio space at the university, out of public view, was trying to like take like this whole big installation and put it into like this display. So the space was
Sounds like that sense of like adaptability.
yes, yeah, yeah.
And being able to adapt to different spaces while still holding true to the piece that you made.
Yes.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Interesting. Another thing that comes to mind, and also with the residency piece that in the last bit of our conversation, is just managing your time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what can you tell me about that? And
Oh.
did you like, and for your last example, how much time did that take? Did you allot for it? What
It was a lot. Too much time that I cannot count. It was almost like every day coming in and working on it. Late nights in the studio working on it. But yeah, like in terms of organization, it's all over the place. Like I try my best, but I think ideally it's just like come up with your research, sketch out your idea, and then do some tests, and then see what works, and then just give it a try. So sounds organized when I say it like that, but in reality it's more chaotic and more like time sensitive, and
And how do you like cope with that? Because I'm sure it changes, right? Project to project too.
I think the best way to cope with it is, of course, taking breaks. And I would say just finding some type of flow to get into, whether that be kind of like listening to music or listening to like a podcast in the background, just to kind of get you into that headspace that like, okay, I'm gonna do this work right now and I'm gonna get it done. And I'm gonna try to do this much, and if it's not completed, then I can always come back tomorrow and complete the rest. So just like being very resilient, motivated, and of course taking breaks when you feel like you're getting frustrated. But
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, from that, is there a sense of like autonomy? Because it's like, you know, do you have access to the studio space typically as whenever you want? And does that help?
There's a lot of autonomy. So it was really great for those late night sessions when I was like, wait, my critique is tomorrow and I need to get this done.
Right.
So but also just like there was a couple of moments where I've had like my partner come and help me, and that really helped out with some of the stress too, where I had him kind of like give me like a casual critique and ask them like, you know, what are some things that are working, or what are some things you're seeing, and then he would tell me, and then that would just kind of like help me stop being like hypercritical and then just like calm down again. But
Nice.
And
what is that? Is your partner an artist? And what else can you tell me about casual critiques?
Well, he's an artist, but he's a music major, so a different type of art. But it's very interesting to see like a non-visual artist give a critique on visual art, because they're a little more like, I find, honest. But yeah, like a casual critique, I view it as just as like something to tell yourself like, this is not serious. I can, you know, take or use advice that I feel that's appropriate, or just use advice that that I think will not help me. So it's just like very casual compared to kind of, I guess, when you have like a class and a critique and you're like, oh, this is stressful because I have my professor marking my work, but I have this person coming in who's not in my class, who's not marking my work. So it's more calm. But yeah.
And are there any other examples of like leaning on close relatives or good friends to help you throughout your creative process?
Yeah. Again, my partner. The other people would be like peers that I've had in like my classes. Mostly just talking to them because we have like the same course and we know what the project is, and that really helps just kind of like keep you on track. But yeah, and I found that sometimes a lot of my peers would come to me for advice. So that was really nice, and it kind of just like gave me, I guess, like warm up or like practice for like more formal critiques and such. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know we are like pretty much out of time. I think my last question there was just, are there any other thoughts about like, being that person that people come to, and what do you feel it takes to be that person?
I think you need an open mind. You need to be very honest too, but also in a way that isn't, I guess, like too brutally like rude, because sometimes working with or like talking to people, some of them are like very open like me, and then some people are very like, I don't like this. So you kind of have to like judge it on that, and when is the appropriate time to like be honest to this artist. But
and to what degree, and
if
the project is like let it go and it's incredibly meaningful to them, how do you navigate? Interesting. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your insights. This is pretty much all the time we have. So this has been On Location here in Lethbridge at Casa. I'm Daniel.
I'm Michael, and this is
Jennessa.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.